Hello everyone, my name is Relax and Panic, and this is another reaction, and this time really a final reaction, to the Monogatari series. It is Owarimonogatari, Season 2, Episode 7. It is the ending of the journey, and it really felt good. So, that being said, if you want to see the reaction itself, just go down into my descriptions, follow the links, replace the circumflex dot parts with real dots, and enjoy. And as always, when you finished, feel free to come back here and hear my thoughts about this episode and this series. So, see you soon. For those that came back, welcome back. Just remembered something. Have to write it down. Because you are always asking about some things to talk about in the end. So I wrote it as the last things. That was a great episode. A lot more surprises in than I expected. And I really liked that. And a very calm, relaxed, sugar-coated ending, which is nice for me. And a great picture. Holy heck. Always having the problems with the mirror-sided recordings. So, where to start? Yeah, let's start with Oshinogi. So, the darkness appeared as it should be, right? Once it was clear who she is, and she was about to be swept away by the darkness. So they first had a long conversation, which was interesting, which was nice. I like the fact that it always felt like there was no real anger between them. They talked, it felt a bit like friends, comrades, something like that. And it was about that she is taken away, and in the end Aragi is right, and his adolescence ends there, which is something where I was like, why should it have to? This she even said that she is happy that this happened before his graduation, so he has grown an adult in time. That is a big question that is in here philosophically again. Adults still have doubts. Adults still make mistakes. And I think it is okay like that. It should be. So, I was very happy that he jumped in and saved her. Because it was what I hoped for. I really expected some kind of them being together. Like, that she merges with him, as I mentioned last time. But now that she's a full being, that's interesting as well. Because she still is around him, I guess, right? The question is, how much access does she still have to his mind? So does she get his new doubts as well, or not? Yeah. He once again, very much like in the beginning, which was the first movie, of the whole story, jumps in without thinking. It sometimes feels like saves someone. Being immortal saves an aberration. So it is full circle there. And he rightfully said he did not save only her or someone he doesn't know. He saved himself in this moment. She is a part of him. She is him. So he saved himself. Which, by doing so, in my opinion, takes a lot of the darkness power away. Because he accepted that she is that. And that she had a right to be. So, in a part, he already gave her the credit. For things that she claimed to be. So, that should have taken a part of the power of the darkness, but not enough yet, because still her name, which is defining you, is something that stood in the room. So, the appearance of Oshinomeme then, and stating, "What do you do with my niece?" made the darkness go away, because clearly, the moment he says, "That's my niece," he proves it. And the darkness has no more reason to be there. Cleverly said, working together, they created something. Finally, they ended the creation of something there, which gives her a real reason in this world. She is a part of this world now due to that. The sentence, I mean, they played with his sentences again, which was nice, but the fact that he stated that he respects Aragi is a major thing. Because in many ways he feels like a secondary dad, right? Like someone, he's a mentor. He helped Aragi find his first step in this world of supernatural things. And this person telling you I'm proud of you is a celebration worth. So it's a coming of age moment in the same episode as he has it in the school. So very fitting. He becomes an adult in multiple worlds there. Hanekawa brought him here, so she once again saved Aragi. She did a lot for him again, which again shows how much she cares about him. From Antarctica, why ever he was there. So she's back in the story as well. That ended more neither the storyline around Oshinogi, and it was cool, it was nice. Not what I expected to end it like. It was good. And now the second half of this episode was about closing everything, about rephrasing, about showing more neither everyone that was involved, or at least some of them. I like this picture here especially, which I have chosen to be the picture for this discussion, because it shows one of the, if not even the biggest love story in this whole series. You could argue, I mean, it's about multiple love stories, and most of them evolve around Aragi. So it's his love to Senjugahara, Hanekawa's love to him, which is stronger than the other way around. Nadeko having her very own love for drawing, right? And Kambara's example, who's in love with Senjugahara. So there are many love stories in here. And it's a question which one is bigger, and I don't think we need to judge which is the biggest one. But this they chose this one to be shown, and I like it very glamorously. This compassion those two characters have for each other, the fact that they can only live together. They both state they wouldn't be able to live without one each other. Yeah, well, what else to say? So good one. They had the triangle again, Senjugahara, Hanekawa, and Aragi, now all using their first names with each other, which is a very close relationship they have there. They had Oshinogi in the ending, stating you never change when he ran after the girl, and I checked again. I checked her face again, and it's clearly not Euler. So I'm not sure who it is. Or maybe it's a new story coming in, we will see. But whatever, the fact you're never changing, and his answer is perfect in my opinion. It's this, I am changing, but I'm still being me. And that's a good thing, because we all change over our lives. If I reflect on my past, those of you who know me know I'm a Doctor Who fan, as example, and there was a very, very good statement in one of the finales of Doctor Who where he said, we all change all over our life. We are all different people over our lives, and that's very fitting. The person we were as a growing up, as a youngster, as a teen, as a young male or female, are completely different from each other and different from who we are now. So even myself, like 7-8 years ago, is very different from who I am today. And I'm pretty sure in 5 or 10 years, I will be, again, a different person. So, but still, it's me. Still, the persons I were before are a part of me. So that is very, very fitting. And we have Shinobu telling his story in his shadows inside, and giving us the fairy tale ending of and they lived happily ever after. So it felt a lot like that in the ending of the episode. It really was a bit of a fairy tale ending, and I'm fine with that. It's cool. I mean, in the end, it was a monogatari. It was a story. It was a fairy tale, kind of. More like a monster tale, but whatever, that they told us. So I like it. It's a good ending. And they ended off after they lived happily ever after with his statement that maybe there's more to come. He looks out forward to, because there's still a long life ahead of him. So there will be more stories. Now, this series in general. I like this series. I like Monogatari series. It is a mix of an incredibly hard to swallow, hard to react to series, because it is very, very brain heavy. There's a lot of thinking involved, a lot of connecting the dots, a lot of seeing little clues that later on make sense. A lot of talking of the characters with each other, and only sometimes it is clearly related to the story. Very often it is about high philosophical terms, and that makes it hard to watch, because you really have to be awake to do it. And so I found myself during the last weeks very often, weeks and months, I reacted to like, oh heck, I have to react to Monogatari, and it's this have to feeling, because I was like, I think I'm not awake enough right now. Do I have a headache? Something like that. There are easier series to react to where, there's just action and fun. And then there's the other side of Monogatari, which is everything I said before in a positive way. There's a lot of talking. There's a lot of philosophical things and questions that are thrown at you. There's a lot of connecting the dots, and when you did it, you are like, holy heck, I've seen that. So everything that makes it hard to react to, on the other hand, gives you a reason to react to, gives you the benefit of being in the story. And the longer it goes, the more you know the characters, you know the vibe of the story, and the more you fell in love with it. That's the thing. It has an incredible clever writing. Those who create those stories I really have to give them, have great, I would say, intellect. That's superb story writing here very often. It clearly is not for everyone, no question there. If you just want to have like a lazy day off, you just want to, relax your mind and just splurge on the couch and have a nice half hour, it clearly is not for you, because this needs your attention. But that's okay. If you're in for that, you're in for a good ride. So I like it. I like the development of the characters overall of the series. The fact that, you could clearly see there is no good and evil here. There's no black and white. It's all very grayish. There's not like the one perfect character. They all have their dark spots. They all have their light sides. So that's a really good thing. Graphic-wise, it developed over the seasons. And although the first season was graphic-wise something to swallow, no question there, it had its very own touch. And they were able to keep this special vibe of their graphics, of the feeling of this world, all through the series. And I really, really liked that. So that was really good. Music was fantastic. I am always sorry about the fact that I'm not good enough at appreciating the music, because I'm so focused on the story. But I am very aware that in the background there was like always a tune, a music, a song playing, which was fitting to the atmosphere. So they did that really, really good. What else to say? So that's that. Now for the three big ones. Best girl, best episode, and best intro. Well, let's start with best episode. It's normally I would have to discuss, because there are really a lot of good episodes, and I remember in one of my last reactions I said that might be one that will compete against my favorite one. But whenever I think about it, you cannot compete against my favorite episode. And that is the first date of Senjugahara and Aragi, Under the Stars. It is about, well, possibly because I'm in for sugar-coated and feel-good moments, and it was like that. As we have here right now. But that felt like a really good episode to me, and it laid a major foundation for the story, which, in my opinion, up to this moment is there. Although she's not very prominent in this episode, she was in. The foundation, the relationship that Aragi and Senjugahara have now, is a major thing for him, as is this one here in this picture, the one between Shinobu and him. Those are two major things that his soul rests on. Clearly, other relationships like with Hanekawa, now with Oshinougi, with Shinobu Meme, and so on and so forth, are part of his being, part of his inner self, but those two are the major ones. And thus this story mainly evolves around his relationship with Shinobu. I still see the episode with Senjugahara as being a great gift, a great art moment, and I really, really liked it. So, that's my favorite. The best intro. Well, I mean, there are quite a lot of good ones. The problem here is, the best intro, to me, is related to the character that is in the intro, and that is Hachikuji. So the Hachikuji intro is still my favorite because it is incredibly joyful. It brings over her nature, and as I mentioned before, there were times when I had a hard time reacting because I was tired, I was not having enough sleep. I came back from work just now and I'm like, I have to do it now. I have to, because they are waiting for it and I want to continue. And then seeing an intro with Hachikuji always lightened my mood. So it was this, it touched me, right? You know what I mean? It's this, it just started off, she came in the picture, she started, well, you call it singing. And it's this squeaky sounds in the intro, and I was just like having fun and jumping along. So that's my favorite. There are others, no question there. But that is my favorite one. Which brings me to the last thing, best girl. Now, I mean, wow, that's a hard one. Because there are multiple ones, and yes, I hear you who say, hey, don't forget, Kaiki is in that as well. Best girl, let's see. I have like top 3 or 4. Clearly Hachikuji is in my favorites because I like her attitude. There is Senjugahara being a centerpiece. There is Hanekawa for what she did. There's Shinobu as well. It's not easy. So let's go through this. Senjugahara I would not take because best girl, she is not best girl, at least not anymore. She is his girlfriend. She is his foundation. So from that point of view, she is not best girl and she doesn't has to be. She is his girlfriend. So that's more possibly than that. So that's why she's out. Hachikuji, I'm not sure. In my opinion, best girl is additionally what did this person do for Aragi? And there's no question Hachikuji did a lot for him, but there are others who possibly did more. Because if I take away the cuteness level from Hachikuji, then there are others who will win over. So without cuteness level, it cannot be Hachikuji. Yeah, she clearly wins because she's my favorite. Sorry. So when it comes to best female character, it's Hachikuji because she's entertaining to me and funny and everything. But if it is about best girl, no. Which leaves us with Hanekawa and Kaiki. So clearly, when it comes to who did things for him, like I'm searching for the right word now. Not offering, but being there for you whenever you need the person. Doing more than just normal and everything. It has to be Hanekawa. No question, Kaiki did a lot. I mean, Kaiki helped him explore some sides of him as well and gave him directions, and I really, really like that. He is definitely up there as well. But Hanekawa is the one who went to Antarctica, who was there when he had his oiler problems and helped him. She was there in the first episode talking to him, and and that's, I think, one of the major points, while being in love with him, is accepting, and more than just accepting, his relationship with Senjugahara, is pushing him, questioning him, giving him ideas all the time. Whenever he had troubles and problems with this other world he's in now, very often gave him the resolutions, or at least steps to find them. Sometimes made mistakes, that's what it is. So it has to be Hanekawa. I'm very sorry for the fans of Kaiki, I know. He's good, and I like the fact that he, as a male character, might be best girl. But Hanekawa it is for me, clearly on top. So I think that's it. Those are the things I wanted to talk about. I hope you liked that one. As I said, it was a good series. I really, really enjoyed it. There will be new things I will react to now, so hopefully they will fit your liking, and I will see you over there. And until then, as always, feel free to comment, like, and subscribe. My name is Relax and Panic. Goodbye and out.